My boyfriend's family pretended to be poor to test me, so I pretended to be broke and watched them beg. I'd been dating Adrian for 8 months when he finally invited me to meet his family at their house for Sunday dinner. He seemed nervous during the drive, which I found sweet considering how confident he usually was. Just so you know, my family is pretty low-key, he said, adjusting his grip on the steering wheel. We don't have much, but what we have, we share. I squeezed his hand and told him I didn't care about any of that, which was true. What I didn't tell him was that I'd already done my research. LinkedIn is a beautiful thing. His father Richard owned 3 luxury car dealerships across the state. His mother Diane sat on the board of directors for 2 major corporations. His older sister Veronica was a partner at one of the city's most prestigious law firms. The address he'd given me was in Meadowbrook, where the average home price was $2.3 million. So when we pulled up to a modest ranch house with peeling paint and an overgrown lawn in a completely different neighborhood, I knew exactly what was happening. They were testing me. Adrian parked in the driveway next to a beat-up sedan that had seen better days, and I noticed the garage door was closed, probably hiding whatever luxury vehicles they actually drove. This is it, he said, and I could hear the nervousness in his voice. I smiled and said it looked cozy, then followed him to the front door. His mother answered wearing a faded sweatshirt and old jeans, her hair pulled back in a simple ponytail. You must be Sloan, she said, pulling me into a hug that felt calculated. Come in, come in. Sorry about the mess. The house was decorated like a stage set for a struggling middle-class family. Mismatched furniture that was probably rented, generic artwork on the walls, and a TV that had to be at least 50 years old. But I noticed the small details they'd missed. The Hermes scarf casually draped over a chair, the Mont Blanc pen on the side table, the barely visible tan line on Richard's wrist where an expensive watch usually sat. I complimented the house and Diane smiled, saying they'd lived here for 20 years and it had good bones even if it needed work. Dinner was served on chipped plates with bent forks, and I watched Adrian's sister Veronica struggle not to grimace as she used the obviously cheap cutlery. His younger brother Mitchell kept glancing at me like he was waiting for me to bolt. Richard asked what I did for work, and I told him I was between jobs at the moment, which wasn't technically a lie since I'd recently sold my marketing firm for 8 figures and